fight in the dead of night. We fight in the pale moonlight. We fight, no end in sight, and death is on the way. We fight in the dragon's keep. We fight in the dungeons deep. We fight through the hours of sleep, and death is on the way. Death, oh death, don't come for me today. Death, oh death, don't come for me today. We fight in the pouring rain. We fight against the dragon's bane. We fight though our friends are slain, and death is on the way. We fight when the trumpets blast. We fight when all hope is past. We fight though our die is cast, and death is on the way. Death, oh death, don't come for me today. Death, oh death, don't come for me today. Death.
Alrighty, welcome to Wednesday Night Musical Osmosis, where intelligent dissonant thought meets melodic euphonious reality. I am your musically magnanimous host, Nick the Saucy One Catsaurus, broadcasting to you live from the shadow of Hurricane Mountain here in Tennessee. And I also want to introduce my percussively proficient co-host, calling in all the way from Charm City, my pal, Odell Norman. Hello, sir.
What's going on? Hello,
Happy
hello.
2016.
Yes, Happy New Year, you guys.
Yeah. So how you feeling? You feeling optimistic about the new year?
Pretty much so far. I'm staying on my, I've been to the gym a couple times. You know how that usually starts out. And we'll see if I can go past January on that. And,
Yeah, I think most people...
campaign season's kicking off. All kinds of fun stuff happening, so...
Oh, yeah. I think most people break their resolution, they say, within 20 days.
Yes.
Is the statistic. So good luck on that. Well, it's the 13th, so you got a week left to hit expectation. And then let me go ahead and introduce, always lurking in the shadows, making us look good like Vidal Sassoon, our wonderful producer, D.
Grr.
Hello.
Are you a pirate or are you aggravated? I don't get what's going on.
Nah, I don't know. Yes, always lurking in the shadows. That makes me sound all, I don't know what.
I mean, I'm not saying it in a stalker way. I'm just saying that you've got our back.
How
you are you going to text me from the bathroom to the living room? How are you going to stalk me? I never leave the house. How can you stalk me?
I know, right?
We never go more than a few hours without seeing each other. That's about as stalkery as you can get.
Yeah, that's true.
Alrighty, Dee, would you please tell us who's coming up on the show so we can dive right into the content people are so hungry for?
So much stuff. Okay, well, first off, tomorrow evening, because I have to plug my own stuff, tomorrow evening is the premiere episode of Dirty Minded Divas. You can find us at facebook.com/DirtyMindedDivas and get all the details on exactly how to watch the show. That's right, watch the show. Sheila, Shondell, and I will be on video. And that is going to be super fun. It's going to be 7 o'clock Eastern, and it'll be super awesome. Unless I win the Powerball tonight, in which case I'm canceling the show. And then
I think that's forgivable.
Right. This Friday, in honor of the late, great David Bowie, we are going to have David Bowie trivia with comedian Lisa Best, who we are also having on Sunday.
We're not having Lisa. We're not having Lisa on.
Who are we having on Friday?
Christine.
Who are we having Friday? I'm
Christine.
sorry, Christine Medrano. Oh, my gosh. So many comedians, so many funny ladies. It's insane. Yeah, I have it written down over here. I was just going by memory. Sunday is Lisa Best on Kettle of Fish. And on the show, someone who's so mysterious we don't even know his name. He is the anti-Tea Party meme guy. That's all we know.
Yeah, he wants to be anonymous. It's like our first secret guest who doesn't want his identity revealed.
He's going to call in with a voice changer and sound like Darth Vader or something and be like, and then Wednesday, the 27th, we have Stevie Nicks of The Briefs coming on Musical Osmosis, and that is going to be super cool. And then Sunday the 7th, we've got comedian Liz Neal on Kettle of Fish. And Sunday the 21st, for anybody who has seen either Paul Blart Mall Cop 2 or the new NBC series Superstore with America Ferrera, we are going to have Nico Santos on Kettle of Fish, and that's going to be super fun. But tonight, from the BlizzCon playing cosplay bands who have been to like all kinds of Ren fairs and fests and cons and all that good stuff, we are having not only one hammer but two hammers of Songhammer. We are having Shredhammer and Croonhammer.
We are double hammer fisted here tonight on the show.
That's right.
And I'm getting hammered
so awesome.
while we're doing the interview. So it's full circle. Very serendipitous of us.
Yep.
All righty. Thank you, Dee. You can recede back into the shadows until needed. Odell, so here's the deal. For weeks, I've been wanting to talk about Fat Mike from probably one of my all-time favorite bands. It's hard for me to pick a favorite band, but they're definitely someone I've consistently listened to, kind of like Penguin for years, no effects. And it seems like TMZ has gotten a little love affair with them. I'm always seeing, it shows up because I have no effects. I like their page, so they'll put up the TMZ articles. So it's not like I subscribe to TMZ, but I'm always seeing these articles now that they're like kind of following Fat Mike around. I guess they find him to be a fascinating guy, but I can't go into it all because once again we've had another horrific death, and we've got to talk about the passing of David Bowie. Not that I'm like, oh, how dare his death inconvenience like my segment, but we've got to talk about David Bowie's passing. And the first thing I want to talk about, because David Bowie, I've seen the day after he died, because I guess the word came out, what was it, Tuesday night maybe? No, not Tuesday, Monday night, Sunday night?
Monday.
The next morning.
Yeah, Sunday night. That's when I found out early that morning.
Yeah, a blizzard of posts dedicated to David Bowie. And I wasn't a huge Bowie fan, but I understand his significance. And, of course, I've heard all his big hits. I've seen Labyrinth, and I'm very familiar with him. I understand what an icon he is. Here's the issue, though, that I don't understand. So I was reading today that Westboro Baptist is going out there and they are picketing, protesting the funeral, and they're sending hateful messages like Bowie's going to hell, God gives Bowie cancer, and all this crazy shit. I don't understand. What the hell do these guys want? What is their actual protest for? Are they saying they don't want to have a funeral? They just want David Bowie's body to be thrown off a cliff? I don't understand what these fucking dudes want. What does Westboro Baptist want?
First of all, I don't even know. I've never understood them. I think they're just attention getters. You know what I mean? And it's old. I mean, it's sad because not only do they do it to, they'll do it to, personalities, but they do it to like the soldiers that have passed. They'll try to protest theirs. Just different things, and I've never understood them. I guess they can call themselves a church if they want to call themselves a church. I don't think too many people associate themselves with them because whatever they're preaching is total opposite. If you actually, and I don't want to turn this into a religious show, but if you actually read the Bible and study the Bible, you would know what they're doing is just is like so against what the Bible states that they'll have to deal with that.
But how can they not know that? They have to know that, right? And just logistically, like I remember the first time I ever really heard those guys when they came on my radar, and I had heard of them, but the first time I kind of was like, who are these cats? What are these dudes about? And it was Ronnie James Dio's funeral, and I had heard they had protested like gay soldiers and stuff too, but I was like, why are they
soldiers in period?
Yeah. And the crazy thing was, and I'm looking at them, and they're like, Ronnie James Dio's going to hell. I'm like, well, why do you look so angry? Like, I don't understand. If you hate Ronnie James Dio and you think he's like this evil entity that corrupts our children, shouldn't you be happy he's dead and going to hell by your philosophy? Why are you guys so pissed off? Just bury the guy and move on with your life. I just from a logistic standpoint, I don't understand what their message is.
And they go everywhere. And the sad state of it is people, you know, they've gotten wealthy, I guess. They've had to make some serious money because they're everywhere. They go everywhere. And it's like, you know, I asked the same thing that you asked, like, why? What's the purpose? But it's to the point now where, you know, people are beating them to the punch, which is great. You know, a lot of funerals for the fallen that have come back. You know, you have a lot of motorcycle clubs that will, you know, make, you know, barricade or block off their protest. The Foo Fighters have busted their chops a few times. I think not too long ago, I forgot where it was. I think I'm not exactly sure where it was, but they were going to protest some event, and the Foo Fighters dressed up like they were in the back of like a giant pickup truck, and they all had like fake mullets and these fake mustaches, and they were wearing like real tight tank tops and real short shorts, and they had this one big dude who was all tatted up in like a Speedo, and they basically Rick Astley'd them, like they had Never Gonna Give You Up blasting, like out of the back of this truck, and they had the video of it. It's great, but you didn't know it was the Foo Fighters until you were either there or you saw them, you know, tweet it out afterwards when it was all done that, you know, you've been Rick Astley again or whatever it is. So it's
it's just mind-boggling to me how these guys even get any attention.
And that's all it is. It's all, and it's to the point now where I think they're even more desperate to get attention because the media doesn't really follow them anymore. So there, you know, a handful of years ago, that was big news. It's like, oh, this church group is out there. They, you know, it's big news. But then after a while, it's like, okay, it's just that group again. All right, yeah, okay. So now it's like, well, let's move on to celebrities and let's see if we can, you know, cause havoc there to see if we can get more press. That's all. At least to me, that's what it feels like.
Well, where do they go from here? I mean, they've kind of hit their ceiling, right? I mean, they're besides like maybe sitting Indian style and pouring gasoline on themselves, like the Buddhists used to do. Besides doing that, what can they do from here to get any attention? Everybody has marginalized and written these guys off.
Yeah, I don't know. I have no clue. I mean, I guess you can say they've jumped the shark.
They have jumped the shark. I never thought we would be talking about how a church has jumped the shark.
The church has jumped the shark, man, and it's sad because, you know, even people, you know, that really believe and go to church, they're like, don't even associate us with them. You know, that's the last, you know, that's their own entity. They you know, it's just like fanaticals, man. I guess it's all I can say. You know, you get the fanatics that they'll take a couple verses here and there and just and twist it and turn it to make it their own. Same way as you have other, you know, Christian fanatics or you know, Islamic radicals, whatever, you know, that just take, you know, certain texts and just use it for their own entity and then, you know, totally exclude the rest of the Bible or the rest of the, you know, the true teachings and believings that are out there. So. Yeah,
I mean, extremism in any form is horrible. We always talk about that on the political show, on the Ignorance Equation on Sundays. Any kind of extremism, I mean, it's just absolutism. And only a child thinks in absolutes. Only a child is like, I must get my way 100%. Or, you know, so-and-so broke up with me. It's the end of the world. I'll never date. Like, only a child thinks in absolutes. And that's why I hate anything extremist, these militia guys in Oregon. I mean, it's just... Good God, we don't have enough time for me even to go down that road. So let me do this. this past year, and I remember the passing of so many people throughout the year, but when you go and look it up, it's pretty incredible. Just Wes Craven off the top of my head, and Leonard Nimoy, this non-musical folks, passed away last year. And then you look, who else passed away? And we've talked about B.B. King has passed away. AJ from Twisted Sister, the drummer of Twisted Sister, passed away this year. Scott Weiland from Stone Temple Pilots. Lemmy, of course.
Lemmy, couple weeks ago. Phil Taylor passed. He was a drummer for them from the Red. They passed. Oh man, I could. Oh wow. There's more. Natalie Cole. She passed in between David Bowie and Lemmy. Yeah, she just passed. She passed literally a couple of days after Lemmy passed. So I mean, heck, you know, even to say it, Schneider from One Day at a Time passed last week.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Yeah, I was reading the paper and all of a sudden it was like, you know, I was like, hey, that's Schneider. And, you know, just like these little moments that, you know, resonate. I mean, I couldn't pick him out, you know, if I was to walk down the street, but, you know, the moment he would put on that vest or whatever, I was like, hey, I remember you. You know, yeah, it's amazing.
How long till we're old men reading the obituary every week to see who died next that we used to know?
It's crazy, man.
Because I feel like it's closing, because nobody under 30 knows who Snyder is, but we keep seeing these things come across our feed, and we're like, oh, man, another one? It makes me wonder how many people passed away 10 years ago and we never knew about it. Like if Snyder passed away in 1992, would we even know? Right. But because we have Facebook, it seems like it's every day now.
It's every day, yeah. And then the fact that time flies so, you know, time moves so fast, man, that, you know, people would say something to the effect of, oh, this person passed away. I thought he passed away a couple years ago. Come find out they passed away like 8 years ago. I was like, wow, okay.
That's one thing. Like the older you get, the less the less ability you have to gauge time. If you've ever talked to an elderly person, like I used to work for Pearl Vision, and I started there in 2000, but I knew from talking to the employees and my boss that they had moved from the highway into the mall like 5 years prior to that. And people would come in like in 2002. This is 7 years after the fact. And be like, I went across the street. When did you guys move in here? And I'm like, 7 years ago. No, I was just in here for an eye exam like last year. And I'm like, no, it was 95. And like people over 60, they have no gauge of time. Everything seems like yesterday to them for some reason. I guess because they've lived so long that it all kind of blends together.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we'll delve into it a little more, but it's just amazing because, especially when, you know, especially like for me, you know, for us, like our, you know, a lot of these people that are passing are like our parents' age. I'm like, man, I didn't realize David Bowie was 69. You know, my mom just turned 69. So
batter up, like, we're next. We're in the dugout. Yeah. We're next to bat on a hit list of death.
So it's like, so like all of these people that you know that you looked up to, or you know, there always seemed to be a group of people that, even though you know we know everybody's going to die, we know that, but there's always, at least for me, there's always been a group of people that I'm like, they're going to be around forever. It just feels like they're going to be around forever.
Bowie was one of them. It seemed impossible
and Bowie was one of them.
That he passed away. Okay, we've got Dustin and Ben, Shredhammer and Croonhammer on the line waiting. So give us a quick rundown. We want to honor David Bowie here. Just give us some bullet points on Bowie.
Okay. Well, just a couple. David Bowie, a lot of people don't know that his left pupil was permanently dilated after being punched by his friend a long time ago, a childhood friend, over a girl. And just to make that full circle, David Bowie was actually in the SpongeBob SquarePants movie. He voiced a character in the movie, and Lord Royal Highness. And if you actually watch the movie and pay attention, Lord Royal Highness's eyes were both different colors.
Wow.
I thought that was a really cool
Easter egg there.
Yeah. David Bowie and Elvis Presley shared the same birthday, January 8th. So, you know, that literally just happened. David Bowie actually changed his name. He's actually David Robert Jones. He changed his name because at the time that he was coming out, the Monkees were huge. So,
yeah, Davy Jones, right.
So Davy Jones there. And then actually it was funny, I was doing some research, and I was watching an old Conan O'Brien clip, and David Bowie was on there, and he was talking about how he actually changed his name from Davy Jones to Tom Jones. And then, of course, Tom Jones blew up at the same time. So he was like, what the heck? So he actually had Tom Jones for a couple months, and then he changed his name to David Bowie.
Nice. You got anything else for us?
Well, the John Lennon co-wrote Fame, and that was like David Bowie's first #1 hit. He also, the girl that did Hey Mickey, you remember that song? Hey Mickey or something, whatever that song was.
Oh, Hey Mickey.
Yeah.
I think that was the Steve Miller Band, right?
You remember Tony Basil? It was like that one video from MTV back, all the girls are in the cheerleading outfit.
Yeah, that's Hey Mickey.
Yeah, well, she was actually David Bowie's choreographer for 2 of his tours.
Nice.
There's a lot of stuff. Luther Vandross, he was actually hired by David Bowie as a backup vocal.
So basically what you're saying is his fingerprints is all over rock history. It's impossible to escape David Bowie. All right, well, David Bowie, I'm sure you will be missed by millions, and you had a huge impact on the musical world. Let me get Ben and Dustin in here.
Definitely.
If I can get them in here. There you go. Ben! I'm hearing weird music. They're Skyping in. Not yet. Ben, you with us? Dustin?
They'll be in just a moment.
All right. Fair enough. So, 2016, Odell. Let me just pull out some content here out of the nether regions of my brain. I know I put a survey up on the ignorance equation kind of for our end of the year show, and surprisingly enough, as much as it's like, make America great again, everything sucks. Everybody, like almost every single person in that survey said they were optimistic about 2016. Is this surprising to you, or do you think we've turned a corner in this country as far as the hate and hostility?
It depends on who you talk to. I think we've turned a corner. I actually find it. I'm not glad for the hate and hostility. And the stuff that's going on, but I'm glad it's a forefront topic because I think a lot of people just pushed it to the side and sort of just ignored it, like yeah, and then all of a sudden, President Obama comes in, and then all of a sudden, it comes full fledged. It's like it never went away. So I honestly feel, as a person, if you were to go back to 2008 and where we are now. I mean, it's night and day, man. The economy's, everything is, is a lot better. Our standing is somewhat improved throughout the world, at least in my opinion, from what I see. We're not the joke that, we were talked about for the longest time. I think there's one particular group that wants to keep hoping that there's hostility and hate, and I feel like they want that, and that's going to, possibly carry them to greener pastures. But I mean, after a while, man, you just got to stop with it. It's like, I mean, what more do you want? I don't know. I don't get it sometimes. The hate and hostility, and I know the media, they feed into it a lot and stuff. But
they definitely do.
Yeah. Yeah. They live for it, man. They live for it.
Well, on to happy musical topics. The last show we did at the end of last year, this was our first show of 2016, we had Joe on from the Dead Milkmen, and you are actually going to go see them play out in Old Charm City next month, right?
Yeah, at the I believe they're playing the Metro Gallery. I want to say it's the 24th of February. It's either the 21st or the 24th. I don't have it in front of me. But yeah, at the Metro Gallery, man. Joe's going to be playing there, and we're going to go up there and talk to him and hopefully get there early enough to, chat with him for a little bit and see how everything's going.
All right. Well, we're still having some technical difficulty getting Songhammer in here. So let me see here. We've got the briefs coming up in 2 weeks. Who else are you interested in interviewing? Is there any big people who we haven't? Like, are there when you set out in this venture? Were there people like, oh man, I can't wait to talk to so and so and so and so, or did Larry and Al and all those guys and Joe kind of fill that quota for you?
Well, I think they definitely had a big part in it, but I would love to talk to like the guy like like a band like Thrice. They're coming back. They were on a long hiatus. I would love to get those guys on and see what they're doing. They seem like really cool dudes. The sky's the limit, man. I think I would love to hear from. I know it's like crazy far-fetched to think about it, and I know you've probably done it, is reach out to like Fat Mike, like we were just talking about before the show started. Some of those guys from No Effects, or just to talk about or Bad Religion. I would love to talk to those guys just to see how times are now compared to when they were coming out.
That's probably a different universe. Okay, we're getting the A-OK. We got our technical issues solved. Thank you, D. As always, what did I say about lurking in the shadows? D always saves us. All right, Ben, Dustin, Shredhammer, Hammer, are you with us?
We are, indeed.
Hey.
Right on. Thank you so much for calling into the show. I want to let you guys know I have been playing your new album, Take a Ride on My Spaceship, incessantly since I got it a couple weeks ago. I've been driving D crazy playing it over and over again. Right, D?
Yeah, but it's okay. It's a horrible price to pay, but it's really not that bad. No, it's awesome. I love it.
Yeah, I'm kind of OCD when I find something that I like, and I tend to play it like 1,000 times until my ears bleed. My face hasn't melted off yet, but my ears have definitely been bleeding. Hey, before we jump into the actual dig into the music, we were just talking about David Bowie, and I saw you guys had put something up on your band page. Big impact on you guys, right?
Oh, yeah. That was, what's pretty amazing, though, is that he worked right up until the last minute. I mean, we've shot a lot of music videos, and for anyone that hasn't, it is just a tremendous amount of work, as is making an album. I mean, what a macho dude to be working that hard right at the last minute. It just speaks to his character and the depth of the artist that he was.
Absolutely. We're not talking last minute like having a heart attack. We're talking fighting cancer and working simultaneously.
He knew he was on his way out, and that was his goal.
Yep, and it's a sick album, by the way, too. Oh my goodness, I just got it a few days ago, actually, right before he passed. I saw it pop up on my feed, and it's a phenomenal album, and then the fact that now to know that he's passed and he was going through what he was going through, you're just like, man, to have the wherewithal to do all of that and still to come out with such a great album, it's just unbelievable.
Yeah, Bowie is definitely he was an influence for us, and on songs on the new album, like the bridge for You Shoot I'll Drive has some like definite Fame-esque elements, and then also the song that's towards the end of the album called Cowboys in Space definitely has some Bowie elements to it.
Nice. Well, let's talk about why we're here to talk about the Songhammer, talking about the new album. And this is something I noticed right off the bat, is you guys have such a diverse sound. I mean, Hero and War are worlds apart style-wise, and being a cosplay band and that kind of being a label of a theme and not like a genre of music, do you feel like that gives you guys a lot more creative freedom to do whatever the hell you want? Because nobody's going to be like, well, that doesn't sound punk, you're a punk band, or that doesn't sound metal. You guys have a lot of freedom being a cosplay band, right?
At the beginning when we made our first record, and actually from when we first started with the first two pieces we wrote were We Are the Horde and Armies of the Light, they were polar opposites, and we kind of come from different methodologies of making music, but we're fortunate in that as geek niche media cosplay rockers, our niche and our sound is that we need to make fight songs for geeks, and so we're not really limited. And as long as we do that, nobody cares whether it's a pop song or a metal song, and I don't think we have the discipline to stay in one genre. I certainly don't.
Well, and we don't. We feel like because it's like you said, because we're a cosplay rock band, and there's a bazillion topics to cosplay. There's a bazillion. When we are working at a convention, we're going to be at an anime convention in a month up in San Francisco, and when we're at the anime convention, there's 100 different anime cosplays and all these movies and shows that people are into, and the same is true for comic book conventions or BlizzCon when we're performing there. And so all of those have different genres of music that are influential. Like the song "Take a Ride on My Spaceship" it's literally a J-pop song. It's a Japanese pop song. And so we or a la Songhammer, of course, but we did that, and then in the bridge of the song we have this Judas Priest twist. So it goes from J-pop to Judas Priest because
that makes perfect sense.
It does. That's the world of Songhammer.
It's an amazing back and forth. You brought something up. You say when you're at these different cons, it makes me think, do you cater your set list depending on if you're at a Comic-Con or if you're over here at an anime? Do you kind of cater your set list to the crowd that you have, or do you kind of just play straight through whatever you want every time?
We definitely cater to the con. We play at Comic-Con, we do an after party a lot of the time called Marksmen, which is on a pirate ship. It was literally the ship in Master and Commander, and it's moored in the bay in San Diego, and which is also the worst load-in you've ever experienced for a gig. But we definitely do songs. Like when we're doing that, there's a song that Croonhammer wrote called "Whistle and Blow" that we performed there. That's like with what's the instrument you play on?
It's a bouzouki.
A bouzouki, yeah. And it's more Celtic vibed, and we've done some very specific Game of Thrones type covers for them, and then for us BlizzCon we're pulling out all of the Blizzard game songs, and so it really varies.
Very nice. So you guys basically just play cons and Ren fairs and parties, or do you guys actually go out on tour? 'Cause I don't think you guys tour, right? You just play the events?
No, we do events, and we also spend a lot of time and energy licensing music to film and television and looking for places that we can fit Songhammer music into other people's franchises, because that's where it's at. We're working on a top secret project for Sony right now.
Right.
Nice. Nice.
And, there will be a video. We shot a rock video that a lot of people saw that stuff on our Facebook or Twitter or Instagram. But we shot a video for the song "Bloodsucker Jones" based on the movie Bloodsucker Jones, and that's going to be coming out soon as well.
It's true.
Very nice. Oh, Dad, I feel like I'm walking all over you here. Let me let you jump in.
No, no, not at all. No, I just I know you earlier you were talking about Armies of Light and like War Alliance versus the Horde. You guys musically are so diverse. Where did that come from? Like, I mean, because Armies of Light is like a folk song. I'm like, listen. The first song that I heard from you guys was War Alliance versus the Horde, and I'm like at work, like headphones on, just jamming. And then I go and I listen to Armies of Light. I'm like, whoa, that's like a total change. But like music wise, where did that come from?
Well, that'll be a couple of different answers. So I'll answer first, and then I'll pass it over to Shredhammer. My background, Croonhammer, is that I started off as a musician singing in choirs, and then became an opera musician in college.
Oh, wow.
And so my background is that, and actually prior to Songhammer, my previous project was folk music. So I've done rock to folk, but I originated as an opera singer, and so that's you hit it right on the head, really.
And you might not realize this, but I really like the metal. You might not have known that, but for Shredhammer, it's I'm the one who anytime you hear a Muppet singing or some odd weird voice, it's usually me, and which is a la the Shredhammer, and so I've always, and I played in much like Mike Kroonhammer, I played in bands that for the last 15 plus years, playing and touring, but it's all been hard rock and metal. And so we took basically a singer-songwriter approach and then a rock metal approach, and we've married the two, and that's where Songhammer was born.
Is the metal of the power metal genre? Like, is it Maiden and Sabotage and Dio? I mean, that's the stuff I grew up on.
All the above.
Yeah, actually, Songhammer's become more of that. It was probably more like nu metal and, like the Korn era type stuff and maybe Metallica kind of things. But it's definitely become like, I don't know.
Well, look, the goal is, imagine that you're out on the street and, God forbid, you need to get involved in some kind of melee combat.
Imagine to all of us.
Yeah, and then imagine that somehow time slows down and you get to be sort of cinematically cast in this combat and everything's in slow motion. We're trying to write the songs that you want to hear for your fight scene.
It's like a slow motion version of the fight scene in Anchorman.
Yeah.
Flamethrowers and axes.
Yeah.
Brick killed
Perfect.
Yes, exactly. You killed a guy with a trident. Well, and that's exactly the kind of dumb stuff that Songhammer is all about.
There you go.
Very nice. So, Songhammer, I'm a comic book collector. I love video games. When you guys first came on my radar, which I had found you through a friend's page, through Bonnie Gordon's page, and I saw your picture, and I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, who's this guy? And then I looked you up, and I listened to the music. I was like, I got to have these guys on. And the music spoke to me. Do you feel like you're stuck in that little nerd glitch, or do you think that music touches it? What are your fans like? Does it resonate with everybody, or is it everybody? And I hate the term nerd culture, but is it in that nerd culture where the fans are coming from, or are you guys expanded way beyond that?
Well, this is the funny thing. When we started doing this, everyone thought we were nuts. They're like, wait a minute. So you're going to sing about comic books and video games and dress fantasy, and you expect ever to succeed doing anything? I don't think – the interesting thing about Songhammer is our music, I think, is accessible enough for people that they enjoy it, whether or not they relate to those subjects. But the people that relate to those subjects, it just throws them into overdrive. And with geek niche culture having expanded so much, there really isn't a difference anymore between geek culture and pop culture, because what are the largest grossing films in history are all geek films. So there's no line anymore.
Well, and also if you look at what Kroonhammer was saying is absolutely true. Look at even literature like Game of Thrones, not from a book perspective, but also it's one of the biggest television shows out there. And it's not just geeks who are watching Game of Thrones.
Everybody.
It's everybody. And so
everybody, yeah.
And so when we write a song like Ironborn or Northman, which are both Game of Thrones based songs,
right,
that resonates with fans that aren't necessarily geeks at all, but who are just into Game of Thrones. So the lines are very blurred, and what was before geek and nerd culture is now popular culture.
Well, hey, I cannot argue with that. I want to dig into the new album, too, Take a Ride on My Spaceship, because as I'm listening to it, and I kind of was listening to it back-to-back with Songhammer Always Wins, when you guys go in to do a new album, are you building off the content of the old album, or are you just kind of starting from scratch and doing what comes natural?
We're always writing. We are in pre-production at any given point with probably 20 pieces, and we choose what we think makes thematic sense and what we think gives the best haymaker, and put it all into one package.
Yeah, and we look at what's coming up, like in the movies, in comic books, in video games, or things like that, and we say, okay, hey, we should be writing towards these, like we're in pre-production right now with the top secret Sony project thing, but also we're working on a song called Kill the Jedi, which it's like Songhammer does Slayer, so it's like melodic Slayer. And so we choose our topics and the things that we're singing about based on what's coming out. Like actually a great example is Blizzard Entertainment let us go in and play test Overwatch, the game, before it went out in beta, and they wanted us to create something that was going to be cool, that would be a song that we could premiere at Gamescom in Germany, and so that research that we did there getting destroyed by the design team.
Oh yeah.
It was they took us. They were like, Songhammer's coming in. Let's destroy him. Yeah.
Yeah. They weren't. It wasn't like, hey, let's let these guys see how to play the game. They're like, oh, let's gank Songhammer over and over for like an hour and a half.
Yeah. It was brutal.
That is fucking incredible.
I did challenge one of them to physical combat afterward. I said, all right, now we're in my arena. Who's this guy? Let's step up.
They didn't want to go for that.
No.
And also, when we went to Blizzard, we wore full armor.
Yeah, we had.
So we go there to play Overwatch against the team, but we were armored up. So it was really good. But our topics go all over the place based on, and that's how the album is created, really.
Well, speaking of challenges, I ran across a video. I was kind of researching you guys on YouTube of the Ice Bucket Challenge, and I was like, holy shit, I forgot that was a thing. And then I ran across you guys, too. I was like, wow, this is classic. Because not also was it classic because it was Songhammer, but it was classic because it was such a throwback. And I was like, man, I can't even believe this is on here. That was pretty crazy.
Well, we sometimes when we do stupid stuff, or if we're doing something like the Ice Bucket Challenge, we throw it into what we call the Adventures of Songhammer, and that could be anything from us, messing around or talking about why we put armor on to, clips of us performing songs at varying conventions, and the Ice Bucket Challenge and things like that always go in there, and our fans kind of just dig getting into some of those things because it's just us being us,
Well, and we actually challenged the mayor of Riverside.
Yeah,
and he did.
Yeah.
The next day later, he did.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome.
Because it was that or else.
He didn't want us knocking on his door.
No.
Sweet. Odell, I will hand the ball to you.
Yeah. Another thing that really stands out to me is your videos. Who is it? The same person that does the videos, or do you get different people that do them? And what's up with the synchronized dancing in a lot of those videos too?
Well, good call. Because after any victory, you got to dance it out.
Look at a Bollywood film. Come on.
True.
You got after the fight scene, you get down. There's got to be a cool dance scene.
Yeah, you win, man. Sports people do that. Michael Jackson does that.
Yeah, and Songhammer. Sports.
All I know.
Songhammer, the synonymous term.
All I know is if I'm watching, whenever Game of Thrones ends and they break out in Bollywood style dancing, I am calling you guys. I'm like,
that's right.
Y'all were right.
It's going to happen. You just wait.
We're ready for that.
Yeah, in fact, that might be the episode where they bring us in.
And to answer your previous question, we do use a lot of the same team members when we produce our videos. We work with a lot of different people. One of the directors we work with is John Leonetti. Cindy Rice is the producer. She's a Geek Niche Media producer. It's really great. And we built a team of people that we really dig. So we have new blood in every place as well, but we do have a lot of the same team members.
We work with the videographer for the videos that we've done thus far, named Luke McNair, and he works on continually major motion pictures as well as interview pieces and all over the place, and he's phenomenal.
Oh, and the videos are phenomenal too. That's what I'm saying. They go right along with the story of what you guys are portraying in your music. I'm like, man, these videos are off the chain.
Yeah,
definitely.
Where the Bloodsucker Jones video actually was filmed by the crew that is filming the sequel to the movie Bloodsucker Jones. So and that one's gonna be fun too. Us rocking and a little bit of storyline in there, and of course Bloodsucker Jones.
Well, and then we had to act a little more deeply in this one. We were gardeners as well.
Yeah, yard crew. You're going to see some good acting skills from us.
Very sweet. All right, let's do this. I want to play a song off the new album, my favorite song off the new album. You Shoot, I'll Drive. You want to set us up here, guys? Because this song is so funky.
Okay.
This is one of the songs I played 100 times in a row.
So you're at the disco. It's a hot summer night, and you're looking for some love.
But you're wearing armor, and you came prepared because you always go prepared.
Because sometimes love hurts.
And sometimes love is with a zombie.
But oh no.
A zombie shows up, but she's hot.
Yeah, so what are you supposed to do? This is confusing and weird. And dangerous.
So you gotta be diplomatic here, It's
That's
diplomatic disco.
But unlike a normal date, when this one goes south, you gotta shoot your way out, and you can't shoot and drive at the same time.
That's right. You gotta have a wingman who's who's your driver, and then you got your shooter, sitting shotgun.
Right.
So the song, I mean, you can definitely hear, but it's influenced from anything from Survivor to Michael Jackson to you name it. It's like modern disco geek fight rock.
Yeah, with zombies.
With zombies.
All right. Couldn't ask for a better lead in than that. You Shoot, I'll Drive.
I'm kinda macho, yeah, I'm tough. I hit the dance floor looking for love. I found a honey, but there's something wrong. I think she's dead, so we're singing this song. Everybody's dying, leave your coats on the floor. Nobody's dancing to the boogie anymore, and I swear we're getting out of this alive. Jingle zombies, keys, we're busting out. You shoot, I'll drive. I'm not a coward, but dang, I ran away from that zombie in shame. She tried to bite me with her kiss. When I saw teeth, man, I ducked and she missed. Everybody's dying, leave your coats on the floor. Nobody's dancing to the boogie anymore, and I swear we're getting out of this alive. Jingle zombies, keys, we're busting out. You shoot, I'll drive. Apocalypse, we change the whip, and dynamite, that's out of sight. Apocalypse, we change the whip, and dynamite, that's out of sight. Apocalypse, we change the whip, and dynamite, that's out of sight. I kissed a zombie, shame. Everybody's dying, leave your coats on the floor. Nobody's dancing to the boogie anymore, and I swear we're getting out of this alive. Jingle zombies, please, we're busting out. You shoot, I'll drive.
I'm sorry. If that song doesn't make you shake your ass, you're fucking dead.
I know. Oh, I
That's
know.
all I gotta
know.
say. You are a robot if that song doesn't make you.
Hey, we got no problem with robots.
Yeah, let's not be robot racist.
Yeah, we've got robots on the record. We are totally pro-robot.
You're right. I take it back. Robot, I'm sure, are just charming, amazing people.
Robots dance too.
That's right.
All right, real quick. What do you want everybody to know about the new album?
Where to get it, for one thing, which is they can go to iTunes. You're going to look up Songhammer music, and you can say World of Songhammer, which is the first album, or Take a Ride on My Spaceship. But it's available there on iTunes. It's available up through CD Baby, all over the place.
Yeah, go to CD Baby, search Songhammer, or If you don't want to go through all that, you can just go to songhammer.com and click the Buy Music link. That will take you to the CD Baby music page where you can get your digital download or physical copy, and also where you can listen to the entire album in preview form for free.
Yeah.
Very, very nice.
Also, songhammer.com, you get a free song download of Heroes of the Storm right now as well, just for visiting.
Yeah.
Oh,
cool.
nice.
How's the reaction coming along? Are you getting a lot of good press on it? Are you getting a lot of good feedback? I notice when I go, one thing I always do when I have a guest on is I go on the YouTube page and I see what people are saying. And dude, I didn't see anything negative said about your band.
Yeah, sometimes because we cater heavily to the Warcraft crowd. There's sometimes they can get a little bit what's the word? Brutal, especially about haircuts, which that's actually the biggest topic.
Yeah, the haircut. Ben's haircut is that's the fighting.
The little horns, stringy horn haircut. In fact, we were walking down the street in Germany, and this guy looked at my head. And he got mad, and he just and scared a girl in the airport. It was yeah. But that's it's what you do for rock and roll. Sometimes you gotta scare kids and Germans. And,
you gotta sacrifice.
Yeah.
If you've ever gamed in like an MMO or someplace where you played with other players, you know what trolls are. So we do have trolls and we fight trolls.
Yeah. But by and large, the feedback is great. Our music goes so many different directions that there really usually is something for everybody. Even if you're not into folk rock or pop music or whatever, there's rock and metal stuff. So we really try to give a little something to everybody.
Yeah.
Very nice.
And it's
All
good.
right.
It's really good too.
We got a couple minutes left. I want to do something special tonight. Since you gentlemen are warrior born, and you've seen more combat in one season than most of us have seen in a lifetime. So I want to ask you, war hardened heroes, who would win in these various battles? Are you ready?
All right.
Agent 47 from Hitman versus John McClane from Die Hard. Who wins in that battle?
Ooh, John McClane.
Yeah, John McClane.
Yes, Die Hard. He's got to win.
Yeah, he tapes a gun to his head.
Uh-huh.
No hesitation there.
No.
Yeah.
It's obvious.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Just a phony robot.
Hey, no, we're pro-robot.
I'm sorry.
We're pro-robot.
But I love him.
No, we just don't. We're anti-bald guys. Wait a minute, we can't be
what?
that either.
Oh man!
Hold on.
All right, let's move on before it gets uncomfortable here.
Right.
Laura Croft. We got Laura Croft from Tomb Raider versus Pyramid Head from Silent Hill. Who is winning that conflict?
Ooh, wait. Who was it from Tomb Raider? Laura?
Laura
yeah,
Tomb
I'm
Raider?
Or
we got to vote Laura because she was Angelina Jolie.
Well, and she's such a fantastic director in the real world.
That's right. So she wins.
Yeah. She's
all right, can't argue with that logic. Sub-Zero from Mortal Kombat versus Pyro from the X-Men comic books.
Ooh, Pyro. Well,
I'm going Sub-Zero.
Yeah, and I go Pyro. We're divided.
Sub-Zero takes the whole spine thing. It's removed from Predator, so you're kind of touching on two franchises at the same time. And
but Pyro's always got, he's got Captain Cold at his side all the time,
Yeah.
That's true. We didn't talk about sidekicks don't count.
I mean, I want you guys to agree. I don't want to break the band up over this. I don't want to be responsible.
Oh, no, if you have never seen Songhammer live, we do a lot of fighting amongst ourselves.
Yeah, it's like when you go to a fence and there's two dogs, and then they get so angry at you walking by that one of them attacks the other one.
Yeah,
that's kind of like us on stage.
That's our writing process, too.
All right, let's move on. Starhawk, Guardians of the Galaxy versus Boba Fett.
Oh, wait, it's always Boba Fett.
Oh, yeah, it's Boba Fett. It could be anybody, and Boba Fett's the winner.
And if there's a ship involved, it's always the Millennium Falcon, so that one's already done.
Yep.
All righty. Neo from the Matrix versus Batman.
Which Batman?
Yeah, is it like Iceman Batman, or is it Mr. Mom Batman, or is it Dr. Batman?
Let's
Dr.
okay.
Batman.
Let's do this. Let's say Frank Miller's Batman.
Oh, Frank Miller's Batman is the Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah, I think got it.
Yeah, if that Batman would win, but all the other Batmans would lose.
Well, and right. And if you think about Batman's dark side, a la like American Psycho, he's willing to go.
American Psycho, yeah. I don't know.
So we calling that one a draw, or we calling Batman?
I guess
it's Frank Miller's Batman. But you got to specify. It's like
the old man Batman who's got the body armor and the tank.
Yes.
Nice. I tend to agree.
Yes.
All right, a couple more here. The Punisher versus Mike Tyson, but in hand-to-hand combat only.
Come on, it's the Punisher. But
Tyson fights dirty, though.
I know he's not an ear biter, but the Punisher's pretty badass.
Yeah, I'm torn. I think it depends because the Punisher also has a little bit of ethics, so Tyson might get over on him because he's going to do whatever it takes.
Wait, here's a question. Does Tyson have his tiger with him?
Yeah.
Let's say yes. Let's give him the tiger.
If he's got the tiger, then he's winning. Then he's going to win, I think.
Yeah, the tiger's
like Samurai Showdown style.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's an expert opinion. I actually was a zookeeper and I worked with tigers, so I'm telling you the truth.
Nice.
Yeah, Songhammer always tells the truth.
All right, this one is just for Shredhammer. Shredhammer, Thor versus Croonhammer. Who's coming out on top?
Is it a dance and
wait.
sing-off?
Wait, hold on. I'm loving this. Is it female Thor? Because I don't mind losing.
This is old school Thor.
It's
like
modern
Thor.
Like Chris Hemsworth?
I think
he's Walt Simonson Thor.
Oh.
I think if Croonhammer uses the power of his voice, he will cause Thor to fall in love with him.
Yeah.
And which will be uncomfortable if it's the man Thor. But that's all right. And so Croon would win that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean that storyline was kind of at its end anyway, so I think this is definitely the direction Thor needs to go.
I'll enlist my powers of seduction.
That's right.
All right, so this one's for Croonhammer. Conan the Barbarian versus Shredhammer.
Wait, who versus Shredhammer?
Conan the Barbarian.
Oh.
The Barbarian, we're talking first film, Pulse of Doom, everything. James Earl Jones is the bad guy, Conan.
Mm-hmm.
We're
That's
talking
the one.
Hear the Lamentations of Their Women.
Yep.
Now, what kind of fight is this? Can you give me a little context about what the conflict is? Because the Shredhammer has this ethical composition where he chooses to lose some fights based on ethics. So what are they fighting about?
Well, let's say they're having a philosophical fight about gun legislation.
Shredhammer wins automatically.
No,
is it Conan is it Conan the Governor or Conan the Barbarian?
Yeah, because
this is great. Conan the Destroyer.
Oh, the Destroyer.
Well, no, the Destroyer is a whole different thing because now you're talking about Will Chamberlain.
Or wait, no, it's Will Chamberlain.
Will Chamberlain.
And Grace Slick.
Grace Jones.
So because,
is it?
Grace
Jones.
Yeah, because you specified that this is a philosophical fight, I think Shredhammer wins. If it were any other kind of fight, then Conan's going to win because he's just a monster. He pushed that wheel around forever and saw his mother be too macho.
Yeah.
I gave up on the wheel maybe a few hours in because
it was minutes.
Yeah, I felt good after, but that I just couldn't do it for 10 years.
Yeah,
like he did.
So that's why he would lose a physical combat. But the Governator's not gonna outsmart Shredhammer.
That's right, because I'm smart.
Yeah.
All right, last one, gentlemen. Galactus, Devourer of Worlds, or the living embodiment of Donald Trump's ego.
Oh.
Galactus is, definitely the Devourer of Worlds, and he's pretty hard to stop. Yeah, he trumps Thanos, but Trump might trump Thanos too. I don't know. That's crazy.
Does he get the wig or no?
Yeah. Is it wig Trump or bald Trump?
It is strap-on wig Trump.
And
Full headgear.
Is the wig sentient? Do we know that?
Yeah.
Oh, it absolutely is. It's calling the shots.
So that's kind of like Mike Tyson having a tiger.
Yeah, but I'm going to give it to Galactus.
I think it's
even though Trump would say he would win.
Well, he was trying to deport
accept
Galactus from the universe, but Galactus would not put up with that kind of crap because he's Galactus, So I'm my money's on Galactus.
I'd like to be ringside.
See, I think Trump could talk Galactus into committing suicide and tell him how great it would be and how he's going to love it.
He might try to do that. It's true. And Galactus has been known to lose occasionally to various X-Men groups and whatnot.
But so is Trump.
Silver Surfer might get involved on the Trump side because he's made of silver and Trump's all about money.
Yep.
So
could be a weak spot.
Yeah.
All righty. I think this brings us to the end. It is 9:01. I want to thank you guys for calling in. Tell everybody where they can find you and what you've got coming up next.
Awesome. So you can find us again online at songhammer.com, or they can go to Songhammer on Facebook, or if you want to go to Twitter or Instagram, you just look up Songhammer, and there we are as well. And, of course, buying our music.
Yep, songhammer.com for your free song download and to pick up either albums in any form and to see our music videos. It'll also take you to all of our social media. So if you forget everything else, even your name, just remember songhammer.com and everything will be okay.
That's right.
There you have it. All right, we're going to go out tonight with Ironborn by Songhammer. Good night, guys. Thanks a lot.
Good night. Hey, thank you so much
guys.
for having us.
And I was drowned for my God and my King. I was a ship by my 12th in the spring. Leaving the coast is a treacherous thing. I learned to kill for my God and my King.